The Panthers rally back to win it 3-2.
All right, so I don't do the videos usually like this. I have a lot to say in this video that will not be able to be restrained within the clips. It's not going to happen. Appreciate you guys watching. Drop a like, comment, all that, whatever. All right. So the Bruins started out this game strong, right? David Pastrnak on a power play. You're like, yes, that's what you need. You need a good start on the power play. They decided to shoot. It was beautiful. So they shoot the puck, goes in. Bruins up 1-0. Good pursuit by debrusk. He eventually gets the puck over to Pastrnak and he rips it far side. Okay, great. Then Brandon Carlo from the point, kind of like a wrist shot from distance, beat Bob. It seemed like it was kind of dipping, right? Beats Bob. Bruins are up 2-0. Now, I'll say this. You think a 2-0 period is great, but when you actually watch the game, the Bruins got outshot. Let me read this again. 15-5. So their conversion rate was crazy. But the Panthers had a lot of shots on goal, and Jeremy Swayman looked fantastic in the first period. All right, so you go into the second, a little bit more even, still 13-11 in favor of the Panthers. Lundell would score short side, and that was kind of rough for Swayman. Like, that's one you definitely don't want. You do not want that one to go in. Okay, it is what it is. It seems like he didn't see the puck, didn't really get kind of a chance there. Squeaks under short side. Panthers have now made this game a 2-1 game. You go into the third. And on the power play, I do not understand how did this stay to goal? So Sam Bennett pushes Charlie Coyle into Jeremy Swayman and then scores. Now, you know on this channel, I don't like to complain about officiating. I just don't, because I feel like there is so much that happens in these games. If you were truly the better team, you would find a way to win 9 times out of 10. But that call to me was inexcusable. There's no way. I mean, I even talked to Jaws. I texted him. He was surprised that was still a goal because Bennett clearly cross-checks Coyle in the back into Swayman. I mean, the rest missed a penalty on that one, and they also, I don't understand it. And apparently, the nomenclature of the language of that rule is that they would have had to call a penalty. And I don't know how true that is, but that's what they said on the TPS broadcast. That's stupid. That was just outright stupid, should not have been allowed as a goal, but it is what it is. Now, because the Bruins challenged, they're up 2-1, they go 2-2, and because of that challenge, the Panthers get a power play. Now, they do manage to kill it. It just seemed like once that goal was allowed and they lost the challenge, just all the wind out of the Bruins' sails just whoop, collapsed. Because you would have Barkov come down, and this was a sweet play. So hats off to Barkov, going through the Bruins like they were nothing, like they were just a bunch of pylons to freaking finish this past Swayman. And I have to say, yet again, Charlie McAvoy, he goes for a hit, I think it was, right at the blue line. I felt like this was a far better game, but it seems like in this series, and I'm just ranting here, in this series, you see such poor defensive plays from him at the worst times. It's like, boom, like it makes you real. It's like, it makes you beside yourself. So the Panthers go up 3-2. And do the Bruins fight? Do they really gotta like hit that extra gear? No, they do not. They don't, not at all. Florida just was really good killing time, throwing it in the Bruins' end. Bruins really couldn't get a clean transition in. Bruins even got a power play late in the third off of Ekblad interference on McAvoy. And what do? I'm going to pass the puck around and not shoot it on the goddamn net. Because the one thing that we should have learned from the Carlo goal in the same damn game is if you shoot the puck, sometimes they just go in. And they did have a golden opportunity, and Bob made a fantastic save. Cross-crease save, exploded to the right, made a great save. But the Bruins are just so bad at generating shots against the Panthers. And this is where I'm going to have a massive rant. Did the Bruins get jobbed by the refs this game? Yeah, I mean, that Bennett, if that Bennett goal doesn't go in, does it remain a 2-1 game? Maybe, because it seemed like the momentum shift once that goal was allowed. The Panthers just hit another gear. But at the same time, again, outshot 15-5 in the first, 13-11 in the second, and 13-2 in the third period. Who was the better team? If you think the Bruins deserve to win that game, I don't know what to tell you. Some poor officiating. I've seen some poor officiating throughout this series and all throughout the playoffs. And I think I don't know if Toronto's trying to get back for us for eliminating the Leafs. But the Panthers are the better team. As much as I'm displeased with that Bennett goal still being allowed to be a goal, I don't like if the Bruins win that game. I'm like, wow, Jeremy Swayman stole us this game to tie it up 2-2. I'm not thinking the Bruins played a great game, because they didn't. In the third period, where you need to finish it off, they just can't. And I don't want to make this just a strictly Bruins, because the Florida Panthers, who I've talked glowingly about throughout the season and even the postseason, they're a damn good team. They're a damn good team. Because some of the antics and all that, I know people don't like. But on paper, when you see them play, they're very difficult to play against. They're very good defensively. They wear you down. Could I do without some of the cheap shot stuff? Sure. But I could say the same thing about my own team with Brad Marchand at times when he used to be slew foot happy. So I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite. Now, series is now 3-1. In favor of the Panthers. I predicted the Panthers, they could possibly win in 5, maybe 6 games. I don't think the Bruins win another game in the series. They're just getting so massively outplayed. And when you need a win, when you need them to come up big in their own barn, they just can't. They can't do it. And I don't think it's that they don't care. I did see that on social media a lot. The Panthers are just a better team. Up and down the lineup. I take things with a grain of salt. Like the Bruins, to me, coming into this season, I didn't expect them to even go to the second round. So this has been a pleasant surprise. You're playing a Florida Panther team that is like leagues better than you. And even with that, you're keeping these games close. And I'm going to close the video on this. Jeremy Swayman got the second star of the game as the losing goaltender. .927 save percentage, 3.10. He's been brilliant. He's been brilliant. He's answered all those questions about him, whether he could be a money goalie or not, whether he could be the guy going, yes, he can. He's the guy. There were some Bruins fans that doubted that. He has been fantastic during this run. Even in that game where he got pulled, Monty more pulled him because the team was playing so bad in front of him. He's answered all those questions, and that Brinks truck is going to have to back all the way up. He's been brilliant in this series, and that's some takeaways. I have a few positive takeaways of this series thus far. I have liked brazeau. I will say Heinen, I thought looked pretty good during this game, coming back into the fold. But I've liked brazeau. I think lohrei, while he'll have his ups and downs, man, you see the flashes. So as a Bruins fan, are these the outcomes I want? Is these the results? No, I'm not happy with it. But I'm seeing some good positivity here. And with this offseason, with this upcoming offseason, the Bruins make a couple additions up front to give them some legitimate top 6 talent. They'll be able to be back here next season. They will. But I'd like to know your thoughts in the comment section. Who impressed you the most in this game? Captain Paul, see you in the next one.